They know you're here. The future of the species is finally unearthed.
Oh, that's a scene from Blade Runner 2049. It is a sequel to Ridley Scott's sci-fi classic that hit the big screen way back in, can you guess it, 1982. It's always a gamble to take an iconic film and build on it, but a Canadian director and a Canadian actor took up that challenge. We've got CBC's film critic Eli Glasner here to tell us whether they were successful or they should have just stayed in bed the day they decided to do that. We're talking about director Denis Villeneuve and actor Ryan Gosling. What are your thoughts?
It's quite the power couple. Let's start with Villeneuve. I mean, I adore the original, but if there is anyone that I would trust to revisit the world of Ridley Scott, it is Denis Villeneuve. Because you look at his career, you look at that trajectory, Incendie and Arrival and Sicario, more and more ambition, more and more technical prowess. But the thing I love about Villeneuve is he never loses sight of that human element. And so in this new setting, with all of the spectacle and the special effects, you want a director who remembers what this is about. So what's it about? Los Angeles, 2049, the Earth is sick, dying, the sky, the color of ash. There we are back in those neon canyons of LA. There have been famines and blackouts, and Ryan Gosling is a Blade Runner. That is an officer, police officer, who hunts replicants. A replicant is like an android that can pass as a human. You can't leave those things running around, so it's his job to retire them. Let me show you an example as he takes a look at one such stray. It's actually Dave Bautista.
I thought you might be able to help me with the case. Any idea where I could find him?
You police plan on taking me in?
I would much prefer that to the alternative.
Yeah, that little case doesn't go so well, but that little bit there where he says, I'd much prefer that to the alternative. This is a cold, dead, gray world. You never see the sun. It's snowing all the time, even though they're in LA. And Gosling's character, Kay, he has this little bit of kindness, this little bit of warmth. Even though he's like a hard man in a cold place, he adds that little smirk that you've seen in other films like La La Land, and it fits quite nicely. But
do you think is it really that new, or is it a retread with this new replicant hunter?
It is worshiping at the altar of the 1982 original. I mean, if you look at the classic Blade Runner, there are so many things from that film that appear in the new film. So there we're seeing the classic footage. Yes, we have the spinner cars are back. Yeah, we'll get to Harrison Ford in a moment. We have those advertisements, but they're now kind of full-size holograms reaching out to you. But the thing that made that movie so special wasn't the special effects. It was this existential quandary, the idea of who was Deckard, who are we? Who am I? Am I real? And they're building on that with a new story, exploring that idea of artificiality. Because in this new place, 2049, everything natural is dead. The environment is in free fall. And so you are living through this kind of simulated experience. And again, you start to wonder, you know, what is real? And does it matter if I still care about it, if I love it? Now, the person creating a lot of these artificial things is Wallace, Jared Leto. He is this kind of sinister Steve Jobs of the future who's creating, oh good, a new line of replicants. Let's meet Wallace.
Every civilization was built off the back of a disposable workforce. But I can only make so many. Happy birthday.
So there you go. Yeah. Now, I think the kind of ponytail prophet thing is laying it on a little thick, but I'm going to allow it because he is the key that sends Detective K on this quest to discover dead replicants and investigate false memories and a secret buried in the past.
Now, you said in a very blasé manner, yeah, there's Harrison Ford. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's get to Harrison Ford right now, because he does certainly star in the first Blade Runner. Does he still have it in this one?
Oh, he has it. I mean, he has it in spades, and he puts Gosling to shame. Like, I love what Gosling is doing, this kind of like soft macho thing that he does, but then Harrison Ford walks into the light and you see that face, you see the kind of anguish written on his brow, and he feels like everything gets pushed down under. He doesn't give you a lot. It's all restrained, but then there are moments where he allows himself to react and the emotions kind of, his face cracks, and it's like a thunderclap. Remarkable stuff from Harrison Ford. And so, big question, in the end, is it worth it?
Yep.
Should they have made the sequel? Yes. It is 163 minutes. It doesn't have the ambiguity of the original, but it is such a satisfying, rich journey. 4.5 stars out of 5.
Amazing. Okay, so at 163 minutes, you can have the large popcorn, but you can't have the large pop.
Yeah, no, or get the aisle seat.
Exactly. Thank you, Eli.
You're welcome.